What's going on, chat? Welcome back to Run Up the Clock. This is episode 4. We're trying to gather our thoughts. We're also wrestling fans here. We just saw AJ Lee return, but all that being said, we're ready to get into episode 4. We got a lot went down college football last weekend. A lot went down last night. A lot's gonna go down the next couple of days. We got college football week 2. We got NFL week 1. But with all that being said, I'm one of your hosts, Russell Spot. Rod.
Oh man, my voice is shot, so just bear with me because obviously we just went through a pretty crazy moment in time. AJ Lee is back. A lot of football to talk about here, especially the game from last night. Got some week 1 overreactions to college football. And we're going to talk about some week 2 matchups for college football, which is obviously tomorrow. We'll talk about some week 1 matchups for the NFL this upcoming week on Sunday. And that'll be kind of like the rundown for you guys. So I'm another one of the hosts, Rod. I know it says Jay Aries there, but I'm actually in his computer. But it's Rod. And pass it off to the guest here.
Yeah, that's good, y'all boy. Y'all already know what it is, D-Lo, man. Listen, excuse us trying to find the words right now, because after what we just witnessed about 24 minutes ago, right? I was saying AJ Lee's back, probably one of the greatest returns ever. But we got a lot of football to talk about, especially college football, week 1, NFL is back, ring night, we got a lot of football, and it's going to be a really, really good season, bro. Let's get to it.
All right, chat. What's first on the rundown, Rod?
All right, so let's talk about last night's game. Obviously, it's the Cowboys against the Eagles. I got some stuff to say about this game, and honestly, not all of it is really positive. This game, so I thought it was going to be a blowout. That's what I will say. I thought the Eagles were definitely going to blow out the Cowboys. Realistically, I'm not going to lie, I did not have the Eagles. Not the Eagles. The Cowboys really even coming close. What's good, Ant? How you doing today? Oh, go ahead. I didn't have them even coming close yesterday. But what I will say is this: the Cowboys look better than I had expected. That pass rush of Dante Fowler, Odigizua, was Kenny Clark. Was he playing? I don't remember. I don't remember hearing his name or anything. But that pass rush was pretty good. I thought the corners, Deron Bland and Trayvon Diggs, did phenomenal last night. Not much was given from AJ, especially AJ Brown. Not much was given from him. Devonta Smith didn't do much of anything. Who's their tight end? Freaking what's his name?
Dallas Goedert.
Goddard didn't do much. Honestly, if I'm being honest, Saquon Barkley looked pretty pedestrian too a majority of the night. Jalen Hurts was the only one on offense that was really clicking. In terms of the Cowboys offense, this is what I will say. I thought Dak Prescott looked very good. Obviously started off on fire through the first quarter and a half. Slowed down a little bit. I also think the weather delay kind of hindered both quarterbacks, and they started to play a little bit more passive. I thought that weather delay definitely affected both teams. But who did it affect the most? I thought it affected CeeDee Lamb. Now, CeeDee Lamb had 4 drops last night. And especially one in a crucial moment within the 2-minute mark of the game. CeeDee Lamb, you would look at his stats. I think it was like 7 receptions for over 100 yards. And you would think, oh, yeah, it's a good game. Me personally, I think he had the worst 100-yard receiving game in the history of the NFL. Yeah. I'd have to really look at every 100-yard game in the NFL. I'm not going to do that, though, just because I'd have to review film and see how these wide receivers played. But since I've been watching football for the last 15 years, this is the worst 100-yard receiving game I've ever seen in my life. Because, yes, 100 yards, fine, whatever. He should have realistically had 170, 180 yards. He dropped some crucial passes. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, what is he doing? And the thing is like, CeeDee Lamb. Can you guys hear me? Give me 1 second. Hold on. I can't. Hold on. Disconnected.
Mic check.
Y'all can hear me, right?
Yeah, we hear.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. CeeDee Lamb is one of the premier receivers, right, in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For you to have those kind of drops, especially in crucial moments, I think that's like unexplainable to me. It's one of the worst things that you could do as a star receiver. And I thought last night the lights were too bright for CeeDee Lamb. And George Pickens, I thought, played pretty well, honestly. And I know people will try to talk about, oh, how Dak Prescott played. By the way, if it wasn't for those drop passes, Dak Prescott might have had a flawless game. Me personally, I think Dak Prescott played as good of a game as he could have played. If it wasn't for those drop passes, we might be talking about today the Cowboys being 1-0 and the Eagles being 0-1. And we're talking about a completely different story today. Are the Eagles going to even make it back to the Super Bowl? Because their defense didn't even look all that great. Their offense looked okay, like at best. The Cowboys defense was literally holding, they were not, I don't even want to say they were holding on for dear life, but they were doing a good enough job to keep the Eagles, to keep the Eagles in front of them. If I were to look back, hold on, how many rushing yards did the Eagles have as a team? I know they probably have. I want to say it was probably close to like 130, 140, just because I do know that Jalen Hurts did rush for like over 60 yards. Okay, 158. We know their rush defense is going to be bad, but pass defense, I think their pass defense is pretty damn good. If they can clean up a couple of things, become an average run defense with how Dak is playing and how their pass defense is already playing, I think this team could actually. And I underrated them. I genuinely thought that they were going to maybe win 7 games. This could be a team I could see maybe winning, not be 9-8, 10-7. This could be a sneaky team. This team could actually get into the postseason as a 7 seed.
If
I'm not even going to get discount if they can stay healthy and they can play like how they played last night consistently. This is a team that can cause problems for a lot of teams in the NFL. By the way, this is a team in the Eagles who's probably the best team in the NFL, and they gave them some trouble last night. The Cowboys only lost by 3 points. So if I'm Brian Schottenheimer and I'm Jerry Jones, I'm taking this as a win. Of course, you're 0-1, but you survived and you stood there and toe-to-toe with the Eagles. So I gotta say, if I'm gonna be honest, the Cowboys got a moral victory, but we know those don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
Your record at the end of the day is gonna read 0-1. But they did play a really damn good game. And just before I pass it over to whoever's gonna talk next, earlier today it was reported that Zadarius Smith has signed with the Eagles. At some point, bro, and I was kind of talking about this with some friends today. The Eagles remind me of the Golden State Warriors in the sense of where's the salary cap? Where is it? Because they're signing anybody and everybody, and it's like the salary cap just doesn't exist for them. It was the same thing with the Golden State Warriors. They had Steph Curry, they had KD, they had Clay, they had Draymond, they had DeMarcus Cousins. They had all of the elite players, and the Eagles are doing it. Let the Chiefs do something like this, the whole world is going to get on their ass. And it's like people don't even care. If I'm being honest, I know a lot of the hate gets put towards the Chiefs, but I would definitely start looking at the Eagles in a different light. Just because, hey, what's going on here? Howie Roseman looks like he's fucking playing black magic out there.
4D chest.
So, what do I know? Who's up?
D-Lo, if you want.
Yeah, I'll go. Okay, couple things. Couple things. Number one, let's talk about the first 6 seconds of the game, please. Right? Jalen Carter and Dak Prescott, right? Salute to Dak. Dak started it, but salute for Dak to not reacting, all that stuff. Because y'all ain't like, you spit on me. Oh, there's gonna be furniture movement. We both getting ejected. But salute to Dak. He's the quarterback. It's gonna be a bad look if he does something. Jalen Carter. If I was the Eagles, I would be mad. I'll be mad because you're important. You're respect the Eagles. The defense It's a young defense. Jalen Carter is young himself, right? It's a young defense, right? For you to set the tone like that, you are messing your team up. Now to the game, right? I want to talk about a couple things. Let's talk about the Eagles. I'm gonna get to the Eagles. The Eagles secondary. The Eagles
What's up,
secondary.
T-Mary?
Well,
The Eagles secondary is gonna cause a lot of issues this season. I'm talking about they're gonna be exposed a lot. One, Adoree Jackson.
Fucking garbage.
They was picking on him all night. Another one, Mitch. I like Khalil Mitchell.
Guantanamo Bay. He was getting fried.
I like him, but to say some of y'all Eagles fans, y'all say he was better than PS2 and Christian Gonzalez. He's not. He's good. He's a top 12 corner. But that secondary was getting picked on all night. CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, they even though there was some drop passes, they was frying them off the line. Right? The Eagles did not look like the Eagles we are known to be because you know why? They lost a lot of key pieces, especially on the edge. They lost Josh Sweat, right? They lost Milton Williams, right? They lost Isaiah Rodgers. They lost They lost CD Deuce. Right? They lost a lot of key players, and you're gonna replace it. Right? They lost Darius Slay as well. You're gonna replace it with Adoree Jackson. You still got Wingo. No one's the true number 2 corner on that team. And on top of that, the O-line, we all know the O-line is gonna do their job. The O-line, there's no complaints about the offensive line. The offensive line is great. We know this. Saquon could not be the Saquon we know because the Eagles front, the pass rush was good, especially against the run. Dak Prescott, that game was not on Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott came to play. CeeDee Lamb dropped 2 crucial passes. I cannot put that game on Dak. That's on CD. The Cowboys came to play. If I'm the Cowboys, there's nothing to hang your hat on because you stood toe-to-toe with not only your divisional rival, but the reigning defending champs, right? Like you figured it out. You figured out, oh, this is how we stopped it. Jalen Hurts, we know what Jalen Hurts do. That's the typical Jalen Hurts game. Tush push, read option, just quick slant, right? The Cowboys DBs, Deron Bland, Trey Diggs did a good job. AJ Brown was non-existent. He had one target. Devontae Smith, non-existent. The main Dallas Goedert, non-existent. The main problem was Dotson was the only one that was getting open. It's like, oh, we're just gonna let Dotson beat us. The Cowboys defense, I feel like the Cowboys might be better than what we anticipated. Yes, they lost Micah Parsons, a very talented defensive player who's now in Green Bay. They lost him, but the way they was playing, it didn't look like he was needed. They played phenomenal. The Cowboys will be fine. It did suck that lose, but the Eagles, this is how they set the tone. Yeah, they won, but it was not it was not a win that we're supposed to be. Oh, this is not the Eagles we know. This is not Saquon Barkley. This is not AJ Brown, one catch, one target. And they know Jalen Hurts is not going to throw it. He's not going to throw it deep like that. He's going to hit Saquon or hit a slant. So the Cowboys, in my opinion, even though they lost, the Cowboys played better than the Eagles. Even though they won. Even though the Eagles won. The Cowboys played better. Because I was with you, I thought it was going to be a blowout. But then again, it was a divisional rival. We know how that tends to be. Yeah. You know, Jack, that's facts.
I do agree with him. I feel like it gave them like that sense of like urgency that they needed because they felt like I feel like they felt disrespected just by everybody, and everybody came at them. Everybody literally came at them. They were like, "Oh, Mike is leaving. You know, this team's gonna be garbage." They took that personally, and they were like, "Okay, we're gonna come out on opening night, and we're gonna punch the Eagles in the mouth, and we're gonna score first." And they did. They scored first, right? The Eagles go down, and then the Cowboys said, "Nah, fuck that. We're gonna do it again." They did it again.
Yep.
Like I just want to say, this could have actually been, in my honesty, Like honestly saying, no lie, I think this is the best. By the way, this is like a quarterback who's had extraordinary games. He's been great throughout his career. But I will say this right now. That is the best Dak Prescott has ever looked in his career. It is the most comfortable I think I've ever seen him. The offensive line was blocking for him, and he was making his reads. The guy did not look like he was washed. If people think Dak Prescott is washed, you are wrong. Because last night will tell you, with that defense, whatever we think of that defense, whatever we think they could be this year, last year they were literally a historically great defense. And they brought back a lot of those players this year. You still have a lot of the heavy hitters. Sure, Jalen Carter, like he literally got ejected, didn't even play the game. But man, I gotta say, with literally his back against the wall on opening night, with all the criticism he's facing, I gotta give Dak Prescott his flowers. I definitely gotta give Dak Prescott his flowers because he literally went out there and he proved that he's still one of the elite of the elites and that he's worth every penny that they've given to him. Maybe it hasn't even shown up yet by Super Bowls, but what I will say is this. There's a reason the Cowboys have not given up on Dak Prescott. And last night told me exactly why. If you're to put in any other quarterback in that situation, think about it. Not just any quarterback. I don't even want to say any other quarterback. But I'm saying, with the landscape that's in the NFL, to find an elite level quarterback, if they're to let go of Dak Prescott, they're probably not even getting in return a quarterback as good, if not better than Dak Prescott. Why? Because all of the really good to great quarterbacks are already have secured deals on teams that they aren't even giving up. So if I'm being honest, the Cowboys should stick with Dak Prescott until the wheels completely fall off, because at the end of the day, that man is still balling. And last night told me everything I needed to know. Not only is he going to go out there and he's going to play, but he looked mentally strong out there. He didn't let the moment get too big for him. He didn't let the lights get too bright. He went out there and he played really damn good, and that's the best that I've seen Dak Prescott look in a while. So, I mean, look, they got some stuff to do. They got some stuff to figure out. Next week, let's see, who do they play? Let's see who they play next week. Cowboys,
Giants, right?
Is it the Giants? Yeah, it is the Giants. Okay. I mean, it's definitely an easier game, from the Eagles. They got some stuff to figure out. I don't think they'll fall down to 0-2. I think they'll get a win next week. But this is a team now that when we're going through the season, we're going to have to keep an eye on them. Mm-hmm. Just for the simple fact that they looked way better than what we expected. And not just like good, we're like, okay. Because I think a lot of people genuinely thought maybe this is a 5, 6, 7 win team. Mm-hmm. But maybe we're looking at a team that can probably increase that win total by 3 or 4 wins, getting 10 wins potentially. I mean, this is a team that now we're going to have to look out for. They're probably going to get better throughout the season. George Pickens looked great. As long as he doesn't become a diva and hurt this team mentally and hurt this team from the inside, they should be fine. The defense, here's what I will say. I know their rushing defense is garbage. They literally got pounded for 150 some yards last night or whatever. But that pass defense, it held up. By the way, I'm going to say this because I've heard a lot of conversations about this. D-Lo, let me know what you think. I went on Twitter earlier today, and they were saying Jalen Hurts is literally Justin Fields if Justin Fields had an MVP caliber team around him.
I promise you this: if Justin Fields was on the Eagles, he'll look like Justin Fields in Ohio State. Look, I think Justin Fields has a bigger arm than Jalen Hurts. Justin Fields actually throws it deep. He's gonna throw it deep.
I'm not personally.
It's not Jalen Hurts' fault, bro. That's not his fault, bro. It's just they drafted him.
I'm not in the committee of the Jalen Hurts hater committee. Oh. I'm not on that. I love Jalen Hurts. I think he's a guy who has a lot of talent. But player. I think outside of that, and this is why I have an issue with that comment being said, what separates Jalen Hurts from a lot of quarterbacks in the league, he may not be the flashiest passer. He may not throw for the most yards. It's a lot of dink and dunk, right? But he's smart. And last night, if you look at the chart of like where he threw on the field, he's a very smart QB. He doesn't like to put the ball in harm's way. He runs when he has to. But the biggest thing to me is he's a leader. I do not think Justin Fields is a leader. Justin Fields has great talent and might have better talent than Jalen Hurts. Might. But what Jalen Hurts has that's probably more superior than anybody else in the NFL outside of Patrick Mahomes is the fact that he is able to be a leader and get his team. By the way, they were down 7-0. They tied. They were down 14-7. They tied. Every time the Cowboys went up, the Eagles answered back. And you got to start thinking to yourself, when you go down on your home field, everybody starts thinking, oh, is this Super Bowl hangover? Jalen Hurts said, nah. We're just having a slow start. I'll get us back in the game. What did he do? He had 2 rushing touchdowns. He brought his team down the field. Justin Fields, I do not think can do that. He's not a leader. I don't believe he's the – well, I'm not saying he's not a leader, but he's not the leader that Jalen Hurts is. And that's why I have faith in Jalen Hurts. As much as the throwing stuff won't, wow a lot of people, it doesn't matter to me. If he's getting it done, I don't care if he's getting it done on the ground, getting it done through the air. If he's, at the end of the day, bringing home W's and getting his team to prevail through, some adversity, then that's all that matters. And guess what? He got the W at the end of the day. So I don't care about those people that are saying, Justin Fields, if he was around this MVP, shut the fuck up. Justin Fields is not winning the Super Bowl with this Eagles team. By the way, this Jalen Hurts is the same guy who 2 years ago outplayed Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Through the air.
Isn't that this year, man?
What do they got to say? What do they, like? No, it was 2 years ago. He played them 2 years ago. And he completely outplayed Mahomes.
It's about the 2022. Yeah.
He did, but like it was like more visible. Well, this past year is because that defense. But 2 years ago, are people forgetting that Jalen Hurts is like that? Now, I don't think he's in the caliber of like the big 3 QBs in the NFL, the Patrick Mahomes, the Lamar, the Joe Burrows. Like, I don't even think he's in that realm.
Josh Allen.
Yeah. And Josh Allen, yeah. But he's damn good. And if he's in that top 10, which he is, he may not be the best of the 10. He's in the top 10. But I'll tell you what, I'll take Jalen Hurts over everybody on there, except for Patrick Mahomes, just because of the leadership. Josh Allen hasn't shown me he could do it. Lamar Jackson hasn't shown me he could do it. Joe Burrow has, I'll give him credit. But, it's been a couple of years. Any other quarterback in the top 10 has not been able to do it. I'll take Jalen Hurts over anybody but Patrick Mahomes, just because of the leadership aspect. That's all I got to say about that. Anything you want to say, D-Lo?
You mentioned Jalen Hurts as the leader. If you notice, Nick Saban personally recruited Jalen Hurts, bro. He does. It's rare that he does that. For sure. The only people I know he did that for was like Julio Jones, Mark Ingram, Terran Arnold, Jalen Hurts. It's like a couple of players he's done that he really went to their house and personally recruit. The way he speak when Jalen Hurts transferred, it hurt him. When he benched him in the national championship game, it hurt him. But he had to. He hurt him, but he had to. Jalen Hurts, he's gonna lead, bro. He's quiet. He's quiet. You don't really hear him say much unless he's talking to the media. That goes for majority of Bama players. Bama players, they don't really talk. They're mostly quiet. A prime example is Julio Jones. Julio Jones throughout his whole NFL career, I only heard him talk 36 times. He only spewed 36 words. Amari Cooper, who just retired, quiet. Russell Spot, have you heard Amari Cooper talk like that?
Nope.
Not Jerry Judy.
Nope.
Henry, Devon, they're quiet, bro, because Nick Saban says, let's let your play do the talking, bro. Now, Jalen Hurts, I'm going to say this. Jalen Hurts, people say Jalen Hurts is not top 10, he's a top 10 quarterback. He's top 10. He's top 10, bro. He's top 10. But to say he's not, because he got these weapons. He was drafted there. What is wrong with a GM putting a good team around the quarterback for him to succeed? What's wrong with that? Now, when you start saying he's better than certain guys, like he's better, like he's top 2, let's slow down. Let's slow down. He's definitely top 10. He's right outside the top. He's right outside the top 6. Now, and plus he outperformed Mahomes twice. Now, if the Eagles and the Chiefs running back in the Super Bowl, he does it again, it's gonna get spooky. The QB talk, the undisputed 4, who we know who the 4 is, it's gonna get spooky. It's gonna get very spooky.
Realistically, we're being honest, he should have won that first Super Bowl. He should have won. We should be looking at a 2-time champ currently. We should. And I think the conversation, if that were to be true, I think the conversation would be very different around Jalen Hurts. Just because that first time, he completely outplayed him through the air. Like this one in specific, this specific Super Bowl, obviously he outplayed Mahomes, but like a lot of that was because his defense was just such a historically great defense. But in that first one, his defense didn't really help him out a lot, and he was the guy that was supposed to lead charge, and he led them, and he almost led them to a win. Unfortunately, Patrick Mahomes being like the wizard that he is and how great he is, obviously things just didn't work out. But Jalen Hurts, we could be talking about Jalen Hurts as a 2-time champion right now, and I think the conversation would be very different. I think we'd be looking at him as potentially a top 3 quarterback in the league, if we're being honest. Maybe even top 2, maybe even like literally right behind Mahomes. I mean, look, this is like literally a crazy stat, but like Mahomes has literally only lost to 3 quarterbacks in his playoff history. He's only lost to Tom Brady, Joe Burrow, and he's lost to Jalen Hurts. That's it. He's the only quarterback that he's ever lost to in the postseason.
It's crazy. Right?
So, and Jalen Hurts, he got him good last year, So he's definitely he's a guy, man. He's that dude for a reason. There's a reason. I don't know why a lot of the outside public hates him. Obviously, it's because he's not your traditional quarterback. They did the same thing with Lamar until Lamar really started becoming a way better passer, which Lamar is an exceptional passer last year. I mean, now, last year he had 41 touchdowns to 5 interceptions.
Probably
People raved. They raved about Lamar. I can't wait for the day that people start raving about Jalen Hurts if he does get better in the passing game. And I think he's really good. He just picks his spots. He chooses when he wants to run, when he wants to pass. And I think that's just the whole thing. He's a smart quarterback, and he doesn't just throw caution to the wind just because, he doesn't care about things. Yeah. He doesn't care about the highlight plays. He didn't give a fuck about that. He wants to win, and I think he's got a great team around him. But that team doesn't win without him either. Like as great as he is, and all the MVP caliber talent that he has around him, from Saquon Barkley to that offensive line that is full of, maybe potential Hall of Famers. That defense with Quinyon Mitchell, all these guys, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis. I could just name a whole bunch of people. Like, sure, he has a stacked team, but guess what? They don't win without him. I'm not trying to pick many quarterbacks to place in that system and actually win, just because it's tough, and the Philly crowd, he has a lot of pressure on him because he understands that he has to deliver, because that Philly crowd is relentless. They don't give a fuck. They really don't care about who you are, where you come from, what's your backstory. They just want you. You know what they want? They want you to deliver winning football. that's just how the city of Philly is. You know, it's a rough city to play for, and you know you better deliver them a championship or at least winning seasons. If not, they're definitely gonna come for you. And I think early in his career, the Philly fans and I thought the Philly organization, not the organization, but like a lot of the fans who had put trust in the organization, because obviously they had selected Jalen Hurts, had put a lot of pressure on Jalen Hurts coming from Alabama, you know, and being like a premier pick in the draft. They put a lot of pressure on him, and they didn't cut him no slack. So he's come in, he's mentally strong, and if he keeps playing like this, we could be looking at him as right there with Mahomes. And I think right now he's definitely ascending on that trajectory right now. So anything else you want to say, D'Lo?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I still already see
So
my Hurts.
that was a game last night. Obviously we do have to talk about more NFL, but before we do get into the NFL week one, we do have to talk about college football and the week one shenanigans that happened. I'll just run through a couple of like the main games that happened. Ohio State beats Texas in what was completely to me, I thought a majority of the game was just really boring. Just a really defensive game, just really sloppy. And it wasn't fun just because it was a lot of sloppy ball played. I know, like I usually tend to love defensive games. I'm not all about like the high scoring games or whatever. Don't get me wrong, I love high scoring games. They're fun, but I like when defense is also played. But this was just sloppy. Honestly, I thought this was more of like the quarterback's not feeling comfortable and the quarterback's just misthrowing a lot of the time. More so Arch Manning than anything. That made this game kind of just very boring for me. But Ohio State pulls it out in their home. They're officially the number one ranked team in the nation. Texas fell to what, 7?
Yeah.
Okay. LSU in a shocker beats Clemson. That this one was a little shocking to me just because Ken Klubnik just did not play good. Garrett Nussmeier didn't even play that spectacular of a game.
Game manager.
He's game managed. He let his defense kind of just do their thing, and he picked his spots and whatever, and they won. Clemson defense looked shaky at times, but Cade and that offense need to figure it out. LSU's ranked 4 or 3? 4?
Let me double check. I think they went up to.
I think they're 4 now.
They're definitely in the top 5, I think.
LSU could be a sleeper team. Like what Dan's saying right here. LSU could be a sleeper team to probably get to.
They're 3.
To get to the Natty. He's been trash. I didn't want to say it right. No, I don't think Klubnik is trash. He obviously did really good on the back half of last year.
He's not
look,
trash.
This is week one. Whatever. This week is all about literally overreactions. That's what literally this week's about. And the main overreaction that I have is from the next game I'm about to talk about. Is the biggest upset of the weekend. Florida State absolutely crushes Alabama. I did not see this coming. Like, if you would have told me Florida State would have beat Alabama, I would have told you,
we were talking about it the night before, and it was like a foregone conclusion that we thought Bama got it, whether it's going to be by a lot or a little.
Alabama was going to win. Like, I thought, and then to see Florida State just absolutely crush Alabama in that way, it was never close. That 31-17 score doesn't even tell the whole story. That game, in all reality, intents and purposes, should be like 31-7 or 31-10. That was not a close game whatsoever. And by the way, we could be looking at Florida State as a potential playoff contender and maybe even natty contender, depending on can they beat Clemson? Can they beat Miami? That's another team that we're going to talk about real soon is Miami. Miami, obviously pulled it out, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. And I do want to say, watch out. Tommy Castellanos is on Heisman watch officially. That man absolutely balled out. Mike Norvell, hey, I gotta say this: you coach your ass off. That defense could be one of the best defenses in the nation. Now, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe Alabama just sucks. Maybe they're actually going to be bad this year. I didn't really see any good qualities from their quarterback, to be quite honest with you. Who is it again?
Tyson.
Yeah, I did not see any good qualities from him. I don't like anything that he did in that game. But at the same time, this is week 1. But this is my overreaction. So I'm telling you right now, Tommy Castellanos, Heisman watch. I'm not saying he's going to win the Heisman, but he's definitely on Heisman watch. Obviously, that's the biggest upset of the week. And then the final one, Miami with Carson Beck does get the win over Notre Dame.
Again.
Honestly, I don't want to say surprising. CJ Carr, I thought, did very good in the back half.
He's good, man.
This was, to me, best game of the weekend. I thought this was phenomenal game. Very back and forth. Defenses played great. Offenses played great. This was a lot of fun. So, and then this one's not on here, but I got to talk about this one because I raved about this team. D'Lo, I know what you're about to say. Bill Belichick, the UNC.
Yeah.
They got absolutely destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
They got some stuff to work on. It's only week 1. You can't lose. You can't. Season's not over in week 1. Season's not over.
Oh,
Bill Belichick, the genius that he is.
What's your overreaction for that game? What's your overreaction for that game?
My overreaction. We'll be back.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Mm-hmm.
That is, hey, and look, I know he was talking about the Alabama game, but we did get killed. UNC, we got killed. Gio Lopez out there in the first drive was looking like, oh man, he was looking like God just literally descending on this earth. I was like, yeah, Gio Lopez, and then he fucking, damn it. He fucking like, oh man. But yeah, no, they got absolutely killed. But it's week 1. It is what it is. Mm-hmm. Maybe this is who they are. Maybe this is just a sign of things to come. Maybe they are actually bad. Let's run through these games. I kind of just get my thoughts on all of them.
Like a quick one to throw in there that probably we don't need to really talk about. I just want to throw it out there. Nico and UCLA got killed. And Devin Dampier in Utah looked good.
Hey, what I say about Utah?
Mm-hmm. Devin Dampier.
Man, Utah. Oh, wait. Just another game I want to talk about. Just really quick. Or not a game. I do want to talk about Tennessee and their new quarterback. What's his name?
What's his?
Trying to think of his name. I'm trying to think of his name, bro.
Joey Aguilar.
Tennessee. There we go. Bingo. Hey. Look, I know Nico Iamaleava was good, but what I will say, Joey Aguilar, the thing with Nico, he was struggling with the deep ball a lot last year with accuracy. Not Joey Aguilar. And a lot of people counted him out. A lot of people counted that team out. Now he's coming in here. He's taking over. They can actually pose it. Now, obviously, it's week 1. But just want to say this. They can pose a threat in the SEC. They definitely can. So that is another team to keep an eye on. But that's all I want to say about Tennessee and their quarterback. Let's talk about Ohio State and Texas.
Yeah, get into that one.
What?
I'll get into my thoughts real quick. First of all, I think we talked about it the first episode. I want to say about Texas and their just expectations. I think I was the only one that didn't have them winning the SEC, unless D'Lo. I don't remember who D'Lo had, but I remember a big thing was their ceiling was this high, and then just watching College Game Day all day, seeing damn near an hour spent on him, just talking about him, SportsCenter. the media coverage throughout the week, I was like, in my head, I'm just like, I don't like this. These expectations are seemingly high for a guy who hasn't played 100 snaps in college football yet. So I didn't have a good feeling, and then obviously the game happened. We all saw what went down. He had his moments, especially in the fourth quarter, where things were looking a little bit better, but those moments were so few and far between. That's the bad news. The good news is he has 3 games to get his groove back, which last year his first game against Mississippi State looked real good. Uh, Playing teams like Monroe and UTSA, he looked good, but obviously they're gonna look good against those teams. So his first test is Florida. That's the thing I'm real interested in. On the other side of the ball, saying for Ohio State, he wasn't looking too good in the beginning, but sort of found his groove. He might be kind of like the Nussmeier role, might be like a little bit of game manager where the defense just really helps him win games. I don't think they're the number 1 team in football. However, they definitely deserved it after week 1.
Question: are you more how do I say this? Are you more encouraged by the performance? Now, obviously, he could have just laid flat on his back and just kept playing terrible. But are you more encouraged by what you saw down the stretch in the fourth quarter, where his back is against the wall and he started making throws that we haven't seen all game? Are you more encouraged by that?
I am because obviously you could have. We saw Quinn. That happened to Quinn a couple times last year where
Yeah.
he kind of just took it. Like especially in the Georgia game, he kind of just took it. I mean, he had like little spurts here and there, but nothing really happened, on his end. So I hope he doesn't have that aspect of Quinn. Obviously this week 1 wasn't a good look, but we can see. I just think he's folding under pressure. That's my main thing. I think he has the tools. It's just about using them. But one thing I didn't even bring up in the thing was Texas defense is good. Too.
The Florida question. The Florida deep. So Florida. Is that an away game?
Yes, they're in the swamp.
Okay. So this is good because he's getting to play all of these big games against big schools on the road. If anything, this actually helps him out a lot more than
I will say. His press is kind of bad right now because obviously the first game. But do you know how bad it would have looked if they played 3 stinkers first and then they went to Florida and absolutely got killed or something?
Yeah.
He got the jitters out the way. I'll say that. He got it out the way. Granted, I feel like he has to fix some things. Because one, we know who his family is.
Yeah.
We know who his family is. It's the same thing with anybody who comes from a great football family, like a Shador, like a Arch, like a Brandon Rice, anybody, like a T.O., anybody. When you have a family like that, it's gonna be a lot of pressure on, oh, he's the best player I've seen since Tim Tebow. When you put pressure like that on somebody, they're gonna be like, oh, let's see what he's got. Granted, he's played against the reigning defending college champs in Ohio State. Who they even play that good? Jeremiah Smith. They even played that well.
Passes, yeah.
They did a good job. They did a good job on Jeremiah Smith. Tate was the main person there. Yeah. Like, what's the Ohio State? Julian Sane? Julian Sane. Hey, he didn't. I didn't like nothing he did out there either. Granted, they just got the jitters out the way. I feel like Texas will be fine. Arch knows, like, you in the SEC now. You're not playing two-way high school football. You're not playing UL Monroe. You're not playing Louisiana Tech. You're not playing these teams. You got to play the Floridas. You got to play the Bamas. You got to play the Georgias, South Carolina. You got to play these teams. You got to play these teams. You literally sat behind. When you was sitting behind Quinn Ewers last, I hope you soaked up everything he was doing. I'm talking about not just his plan. If I'm talking about how he talks to the media, how he prepares for a game. I hope Arch was like taking notes, because Quinn, this is why I say about Quinn Ewers. One thing about Quinn Ewers, he took his time. He took his time to make sure like everything was good in that offense. There's times he'll be like he make like dumb decisions, but there's times when Sark would call the play. We're gonna get on Sark next. When Sark would call the play, and Quinn Ewers sees a sees something in the defense, he's gonna change the play right away.
Mm.
Arch needs to do that. Now Sark, I feel like Sark was protecting Arch a little bit too much, bro. You gotta let him loose. You gotta let him loose, bro. This kid's in college. He's not in high school, bro. You gotta let him loose, bro. You gotta let him loose. Quinn Ewers is not here no more. All those guys tonight, Isaiah Bond, you don't got those targets. You got a good receiving core. That's potential. That's gonna be really good receivers. Potential first round picks in the next draft in the next 2 years. Archer, I don't know who they play. San Jose State, I believe they play on San Jose State.
San Jose State this week. They got was it UTSA and then Sam Houston State.
You see,
by the way,
a couple games, he'll be fine.
I just want to say, who's that top receiver that you guys have? The fact that
Brian
he wasn't
Wingo?
getting the ball. Huh?
Wingo.
The fact that he wasn't getting the ball more and like often and like literally letting him play make, because I think that's what you got to do with a speedster like that. You got to get him the fast in short routes. Let him make plays, especially when your quarterback is struggling. And the thing is, the running game didn't even help at all.
Yeah.
It didn't help alleviate anything. And that's where my issue's
Kind of
going to
saved
lie
them
a little bit.
a lot last year.
Yeah, that is where my issue's going to lie a little bit. Is I get that you're having a struggling quarterback, but at the end of the day, he's basically a true freshman, if we're being honest. He's playing his first meaningful snaps as the guy. Like last year, he didn't have to have all that pressure on him because he had Quinn Ewers he could fall back on. He doesn't have anybody now. It's him or bust. And if he fails, he's done. So at the end of the day, like the fact that his team wasn't helping him out in the sense of like the running backs weren't doing great. And I also think like I don't know if it was the play calling or just him, but not being able to get the ball.
Yeah.
Might be both. Not being able to get Wingo the ball in short routes to get him going. I thought that was a missed opportunity because they should have done those. That.
And then the times he would be brave and throw it deep, he would throw it in triple double coverage.
Yeah, and I think it would have worked better if he was throwing short routes to Wingo, get him breaking free. You get Wingo to really hold on. Bruh, I literally told you, hold on. Oh, good?
Scores just now.
Kick his ass.
But yeah, that I thought that was a big mistake. It's not getting Wingo, getting him activated like in short routes. So I thought that was a big thing, and I think they got to focus on that these next couple of weeks. If your quarterback, obviously, they're not going to struggle much over these next 3 opponents. They're not. But this will be a time for Arch Manning to really get into his rhythm. And we're going to find out who he is, really. Like, realistically, in about 4 weeks' time at Florida, we're going to find out what he's really made of, because I'm not going to sit here and completely, dismiss him after 1 week.
Yeah.
You literally played the reigning defending champs in your first meaningful snaps as a starting quarterback in Ohio State. Very tough environment to play. So you know what? You showed me at the end of the game that you can, kind of go at it under pressure. You didn't win. You didn't even play a great game. But the fact that you came out of it, looking better towards the end, I'll give him some points for that. I'll give him some points for that. So that's what I will say. And I think we're going to see what he's made of in about a couple of weeks against Florida. That's a tough team. Not easy. The Swamp is not an easy place to play. And Florida
quarterback
line too.
So I'm playing against DJ Longway, who was also pretty much another quarterback that was in the same conversation as you in that recruiting class. So yeah,
I'm not ready to write
DJ's capable of. So
now, what I will say, if in 4 weeks he goes into the Swamp and he plays bad and he loses, I might have to write him off. But for right now, I'm going to hold my expectations. These next 3 weeks should be a breeze. But in about 4 weeks, we'll talk about, if he's even going to be what a lot of people were making him out to be. So we'll see. I know there's a lot of people talking about he's already the greatest quarterback to have ever entered college. But that's not true. Let's now we got to pump the brakes, and even beforehand, I just did not think he was the greatest quarterback to have ever stepped foot on. Like, we've barely been seeing the guy play. I just genuinely thought he was going to really play good, and I thought he was gonna lead his team to the national championship. But now I kind of have to pump on those brakes just a little bit. I gotta wait and see. He plays good against Florida. I might hop a little bit on the bandwagon again and see where we go from there. But for now, just gotta kind of pump the brakes on him a little bit. He'll be fine.
Get his confidence.
He'll figure it out. Look, Sark, he has a good coach around him. Sark and that organization that
is a good defense
that,
supporting him too.
Yeah, look, they got a good defense. Clearly, look, they held Ohio State again. Jeremiah Smith, they locked him down again. So this is a really good defense. If they can figure out some of the stuff on offense, that's the thing. And this is why I can't even count pitches out, because they might have the best defense in the nation, if not the second best.
And they're not gonna play another receiver like Jeremiah.
Yeah, and they're not gonna put that's the thing. The fact that they played Ohio State week 1 is actually a huge help to the Texans, because guess what? Now they have time to figure it out. Now Arch does have time to figure it out, and the defense will give him that time to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not completely discounting them, and I'm not completely discounting Arch, because his defense, he still has the best defensive line in the nation, literally right there at his disposal, and he has the best defense, like on the other side. So he's gonna have time to figure this out. It's just gonna be about him and Sark and making sure that he's getting through his progressions, making sure he's making the right reads, and also making sure that he's not throwing the ball into arm's way, kind of like how Darian was saying that he was throwing into double and triple coverage. If he's not doing that and he's playing a clean game, this could be a team that can make it far with that defense. So that's all he has to do. You have anything else that you want to say?
I think yeah.
Either you guys?
Yeah, go Pirates.
Okay. Let's move on. We'll talk about LSU and Clemson. What do you guys think about this game?
Let you start.
Very I'll say very pedestrian in terms of the quarterback play.
Yes.
Honestly, I feel like Garrett and Cade. Honestly, to be honest, for Clemson's loss. I'm not. Yeah, Cade, he didn't really play well, but I got to look at Dabo for this one. I gotta look at Dabo, bro. There's times you have to give your QB plays. Bro. You give your QB play, because he hasn't had I'll say a good quarterback up to a level since Deshaun that could just pretty much say, "Yo, Dabo, I got it. You don't gotta worry about nothing." You gotta give him something to do. You can't just give him these run plays or just give him just throw it this way. You gotta help him out. You, the OC, you gotta help him out, though. That too. I feel like the offense, Clemson's offense just wasn't the same as LSU. Garrett didn't play that spectacular. He didn't play well to oh my gosh, no. He did make some key throws. He made some key throws, but it's not something just to gloss over. Same with Cade. I feel like this game, defensively, it was good, but at the same time, if you look at Brian Kelly, Dabo Swinney, both of their play calling was just you just got a side eye them, what you doing? What is that? Why?
What do you think, Darian?
Yeah, that's more of a Dabo problem. Man, Clemson's a phenomenal team, really good. They get good recruits, but at the same time, you got to coach these players. In the position.
I don't know. I had more expectations for Cade than Nussmeier. But the only, I guess the common denominator of this episode is going to be his week 1, and most likely they won't play a defense like that again. LSU's defense was my favorite thing about this game. I'm kind of like Arch. I'm still not gonna shit on Cade just yet, because obviously he's gonna play some shitters in the ACC. But what I will say, kind of foreshadowing to a game we're going to talk about in a little bit, that Florida State Clemson games is a lot more interesting now.
So, I think this is just LSU just took it from Clemson. LSU just took it from them, and they never even bothered giving the game back to them. Clemson played garbage. If I'm being honest, I don't think they had a position of strength in this game. I said Clemson was going to win the ACC. I still think they will. But it's a tougher road. Miami's going to be a tough team. Florida State has entered the conversation. And SMU could be looming as well. They're going to have an easy schedule.
All they got to do is get there. Yeah.
That's all. Yeah. So I don't want to guarantee that Clemson is going to win anymore because I don't think it's a guarantee now. They're my pick still. But, there's some other teams that we do have to look at. We'll see how Cade Klubnik plays the rest of the year. Cade just has to play better. Before we do get on to the next game, because I don't really have anything else to say about that one. Chargers did beat Chiefs.
Oh, shit. What was the score?
So crazy. What was the score to that game? 27-21.
Damn.
Hold on. Because I know Justin Herbert played really good. Let's see. I didn't watch the game, so I'm not gonna talk about it, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't really get to see much. All I just saw, the Chiefs were kind of struggling that second half.
SmackDown just took over, honestly.
Mahomes had 258, 1 touchdown. Herbert had 318, 3 touchdowns.
Herbert played great. Holy. Wait, Quinn Johnson? 5 receptions for 79. Yep. Wait. No hands, boy. Came out and played? Hold on a damn minute. Okay. 2 touchdowns. Hey, Justin Herbert. He might have a redemption season. By the way, what did I say last week? Them one score games that the Chiefs were having last year, it's gonna come to bite them back in the ass this year. Fuck the Chiefs. Moving on from that, but we're gonna talk about this next game. What was the next one? Okay, Florida State and Alabama.
Woo! Please let me go first. Please.
You go ahead, D-Lo.
Let me go first, please. Let me go first.
Go ahead.
Florida State. Yeah, I know how I feel about Florida State. You see the profile picture. Yeah, you know how I feel about Florida State. But this nigga Tommy is good, bro. He's good, man. He is good. That defense came to play. They came to play. I forgot the corner. What's that corner name for FSU? I forgot his name, bro. He was doing damage out there. Now on to Alabama. I heard Johnny Malzahn said this on Nightcap with Ocho and Shannon. This Bama's not Bama no more. They're not. Because the freak that damn monster they had at the coach. Saban's no there. That culture went with him.
Oh man.
That coach when Saban retired.
What did Castellanos say, man?
Man,
there's nothing without Saban.
Saban's not
Saban can't save him.
Saban can't save him, man.
He was right.
Right. The Bama's coach, I keep forgetting his name.
Kalen
DeBoer.
Yo, bro. He doesn't fit that mold for that program because when Nick Saban retired, a coach who's going to replace him, they had to carry that load. Now Bama's still going to get top recruits. They're going to get top recruits, but right, Deuce. I'm talking about Ryan Williams. Ryan Williams was not Ryan Williams. Ty Simpson. I don't know. He made some bad plays, but at the same time, the play calling was awful, especially that third down play in the fourth quarter with 3 minutes left. What was that? This is not the Bama we know. This is not the Bama. Listen, we got to watch out for Bama this year. Nick Saban got these top recruits. Nick Saban got the number 1 recruiting class. We don't. It's not over no more. It's over.
D-Lo, that mystique that Alabama used to have It's no longer there, man.
Nick Saban took it with him.
People don't fear them. Look, people don't care about going to Tuscaloosa and playing them. They don't care.
They're not.
Team is not that the mystique that surrounded Alabama, that towering titan that towered over the college football world isn't what it used to be. And to be quite honest, Kalen DeBoer might have gotten that coaching job because of Michael Penix.
At UW, right? You talking about UW?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good there.
He might have. Honestly, I really think that Michael Penix, being as great as he was, got Kalen DeBoer that job. Like, what's up, Love? He got him that job because this guy has now come to Alabama. And last year, it's not like he did great, but a lot of people gave him a pass because it's year one. I get it. But this year, you're already starting off on the wrong foot and in the worst way possible by losing to Florida State. And not just losing, getting your ass kicked. That game was not what that score indicated. It's not. They played garbage. And Ant might be right.
Kalen DeBoer has lost 4 unranked games at Bama so far. Nick Saban in his 17-year career won 124 before. That's crazy. He only lost 4 unranked games in 17 years at Bama.
They're gonna, unfortunately, it sucks to say, but Alabama just the mystique, the aura is just not there no more.
It's not.
And they're not the powerhouse anymore. I don't even know when the next time we're going to see Alabama near the national championship.
Nick Saban ain't walking through that door no more.
No. Look, they're gonna. I don't know what Kalen DeBoer has to really do to get this team right, but clearly it's an issue that revolves around making sure your players stay ready and don't beat themselves up. Because while Alabama was never really down in games with Nick Saban, whenever their backs were against the wall, he had them ready to go.
Like
Kalen DeBoer has not been able to do that. Alabama at 21
crazy.
Looks disgusting.
Outside the top 15, honestly.
Like, what is going on? Alabama, we could be talking about Alabama in a couple of weeks, not even being in the top 25. My overreaction to Alabama is that Alabama by the end of the year is not going to be a top 25 team. And I think it's fair to say, I don't think they have a strength of position. I think their defense is garbage. Their offense is garbage. Their quarterback is garbage. Their running back is garbage. Ryan Williams, that aura is gone, buddy. You ain't running past people. I hate to break it to you. Film has been studied on you. Put on some muscle. Learn some other things except going on go routes. What you did last year was cute. But now, it's not working. It's not working. So guess what? If Alabama can't find it within themselves to be the Alabama that they used to be, or even just a smear percentage of what they used to be, they will not be a top 25 team. They will not sniff a playoff berth. They will not sniff a national championship game. They won't even sniff a title.
You got to think about this too, Rod, bro. Listen, Bama fans up, fire Kalen DeBoer. You know, you can't. Do you see that man's contract? Spot, you remember what A&M gave Jimbo? You saw what he had to do to buy him out? And he's still getting paid.
I'll say
you think Bama could afford that? He's gonna be there for a minute. He's gonna get this guy. You gotta get your players. I see Nick Saban yell at his players when they was up 66-17. To be like, yo, get this right. Jonathan Allen, who was on the Commanders, plays on the Vikings now. They won the national championship. And they did a meeting for all the players who was going to the draft. Nick Saban snapped on the whole defense because how they played in that national championship game. Mind you, they won a national championship, and he was still mad. You're never going to get that again. Not in that culture. Players that want to go to back, man, Nick Saban's not there. The last of Nick Saban recruits was Milrow, Michi, I forgot, and the tight end, I forgot that. The tight end that plays for Seattle now, and that other receiver who plays for the Bengals. Most of the recruits that he recruited with his last season there are no longer there. Bama's not the same. We don't know what we're gonna do. No, I won't be surprised if most of the players transfer.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's my week one overreaction is if Ryan Williams does another draft, he'll be in a new uniform next year.
It's unfortunate, man.
Yes.
Hey, Bama fans, the ship is sinking. Hey, you can't be great forever.
No.
You can't be great forever. I know. I'm a Patriots fan. We were great for 20 years, and then ship sunk when Tom Brady left. So, this is the equivalent. Nick Saban left, and now, you guys are left with whatever the rubble is. So
we'll say one more thing on this Bama game. Obviously, this was under Saban at the time, but look back a couple years ago, they lose to Texas, a big game, and then they have a very scary, almost upset alert against South Florida. But they bounced back and they made the playoff. Bama fans, y'all better hope they bounce back, because if not, it's done.
This could be a scary season for them. This is going to be the reality check for Bama. I genuinely think this is going to be the reality check for them. They
Northern Illinois lost Notre Dame lost to Northern Illinois, and then they ended up in the national title last year. So you have time, but you better hope they bounce back.
And it's not like their schedule gets any easier.
Yeah.
In SEC, nothing gets easier in the SEC, even though SEC has not been the same for the past few years, but it doesn't get easy in that conference.
Like I said, Tommy Castellanos, Heisman watch. Be on the lookout.
So he's gonna have a good game. He plays a shitter this week.
Yep. By the way, I do think he'll be the Cam Ward of this year. He's just gonna dominate this year. So, next up, Miami beats Notre Dame.
Okay, before D'Lo.
Again.
Go ahead.
Get the Irish out of here, man. Okay. I'll just Notre Dame. I said this. The offense is very vanilla. If you take away that run, CJ Carr's nice. I feel like he's gonna be really good.
He did good. He did really good that game.
He's good.
Especially the second half. He did really good.
No, I damn near shed a tear. Let me tell you, I was at that game live because I was covering the game. I damn near shed a tear when I saw how good our defense was playing. I'm like, what was this last time when we had Cam and Restrepo on the boys? That defense is good, man. That was so good. And look out for Malachi Tony. Look out for Malachi Tony.
It's all over you.
Yeah. You put them up. We're going to do that in FSU too. Watch out now. Malachi Tony. Y'all saw that freshman? That true freshman? Yeah. Cooking that second. You saw CJ Daniels with that one-hand catch? Cool. Now let's get to the elephant in the room. Carson Beck.
205, 2 touchdowns. 20-31.
Played well. Played very well. Played better than I expected. I thought he was going to game manage the entire game. He did stuff that we was accustomed to seeing him do when he was at Georgia before he had the struggles his last couple of years. He was doing very stuff. Now, there was times he was making throws. I'm like, why did you throw that? But he was also reading defenses. When he hit Malachi Tony, when he hit our tight end, when he knew when to run the ball, when he knew to throw away. He was doing stuff well. He was doing stuff very well, and I was very impressed. Mario Cristobal actually was doing a good job with the play calling. This might because Notre Dame defense is very good. It's very, very good. But our receivers were the best. Were like I feel like the main reason why we won. Our defense too, but our receivers were there because we know Notre Dame has a really good. They still got a lot of guys from that championship team that came back. That I think maybe 5 of them went to the draft, but a lot of them came back. It was gonna be a challenge. I said it was gonna be a challenge defense, but and tough. We was beating them, but then Notre Dame was coming back. Jeremiah Love, CJ Carr making some good moves. He was using his legs more, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, but not like this, right? Michael Irvin was on the sideline sweating bullets next to me. It was that intense. But bad. I damn near shed a tear. I saw how good our defense was. I'm like, that's all I wanted. The offense is going to be there. We're always going to have the talent for offense. I just always wanted a good defense. But why was this not here when Cam and Restrepo and Jacoby George was here? Where was this at? It was good, but this was by far one of by far best game of the week. It really came down to the wire. Miami almost let this game slip away. They almost let this game slip away, but we got it done. On to the next. We play Bethune-Cookman, right? HBCU down here in Florida, right? It's going to be – we already know how that game's going to go. But the main game we want is FSU and, of course, Florida. Florida wants to get back for what we did in the swamp.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Tommy's not going to be too happy about that one.
Hey, Tommy, you listening, bro? Walk in your trap, take over your trap. About to do it again.
Oh, shit.
They come over here this year. I think they will go over this time because we gave them belt to ass there. Anyways, we'll see that. But Tommy, I'm talking about Costellos. Tommy Costellos. Yeah, we'll be seeing you soon. But about those game of the week really well. Carson Beck did some phenomenal. CJ Carr is going to be really good. He's going to be really good, a really good player. Probably really good. I feel like he's going to be like a very good quarterback in the next level, wherever team picks him up. He showed me a lot of things. He was really, really good. That's all I got to say.
Hey, man, you might be back. Let's see if they can keep this rolling.
Man. I don't want to get my hopes up, but after that game,
couple of weeks.
Beating a runner-up in the national championship.
Let's see. So that was week one. Do you guys have any other overreactions to week one that we didn't talk about?
Sellers. We gotta talk about Sellers in the South.
There you go.
Oh man,
we gotta talk about Sellers. Tommy, Sellers played well. Tommy, you gotta give him his credit. He was balling. Nick Harbor.
He looked okay. I thought he did look okay.
He played better than I anticipated, than I thought he'll play.
But they almost lost.
Yes. But he played well. Now he's gonna have some games, some struggles. But he played that game. He did a solid job, really well. Good job for them to win. Right. So this should be good.
Any overreactions, Aaron?
Any more? There was one I had. What was it? I guess I'll give if I was just basing it off of 1 week, who my national champion is. I'll go LSU. That defense is gonna win that championship. That's my overreaction of the week. SEC.
I got 2 more. Kansas State. You are in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
You are in trouble. You almost let an FCS team, North Dakota, beat you. Iowa State, though, is the opposite. They're looking good. They are looking good. Another one. Oklahoma might have just found their future in John Mateer. He balled out. He's another one we're going to have to watch out for the Heisman. I really do believe that John Mateer is going to ball out this year. He was spectacular. He was definitely spectacular. Oregon's also going to be very tough this year. That's just something to talk about. Who's their quarterback? Dante Moore played exceptional. Yeah, I mean, look, we can move on to week 2. There's a couple of. I don't think I have any other overreactions to week 1. Let's see. Or anything else to talk about? Obviously, my team won. Penn State. We knew that. That was
James Franklin reacted last 30 seconds, but yeah.
That was gonna, I knew that one was gonna be pretty easy. Other than that, I don't really have any other, reactions to week 1. Let's get into week 2. Let's start off. This one's a big match. This one's a pretty semi-big matchup just because of what USF did week 1 against Boise State. But this is University of South Florida versus Florida. If I'm being honest, this shouldn't be a game. Florida should win this game comfortably. But USF can pose problems. I'm not fully sold on DJ Lagway yet. I didn't think he played a particularly great game in his week 1.
He played okay.
He played okay. But they also did play Long Island, which didn't even belong on the field with them. USF will pose a little bit more of a threat. How much of a threat? Maybe not much, but definitely more than Long Island. This should be a blowout. They should be able to beat USF by at least 2 scores, bare minimum. But honestly, that's kind of my thing for this game is I think Florida's going to win by easily 2 scores or more. Spot.
South Florida. I got Florida. Keep joking with Tommy, but this should be the one that they take care of, especially on the week of hell. They better win this one. They got South Florida. They got Miami, Texas, and Texas A&M, right?
And LSU.
And LSU, yeah, somewhere in between there. So yeah, they
got LSU before Texas A&M.
They cannot afford to win this to lose this game. So if they lose this one, yeah, I'm writing them off.
If they lose this one, they're done for the year. Because look at the stretch that they're about to go in. This is scary. They're gonna go after South Florida. They're on the road at LSU. They're on the road at Miami. Mm-hmm. They come home against Texas. They're on the road against A&M. Then they're gonna get Mississippi State, and then they're at home against Georgia, and then on the road against Kentucky, and then the last 3 games on the road at Ole Miss, home for Tennessee, home against Florida State.
DJ, them training wheels come off, baby. You got. I
just want to say this now. I don't think Florida's going to make the playoffs.
Me either.
Their schedule is way too tough.
In
that stretch,
they got the hardest schedule of all teams.
In that stretch of LSU, Miami, Texas, and Texas A&M, they are going to go 1-3.
Texas and Texas A&M back to back. Ugh.
They're gonna go 1-3. The only team they're gonna beat is Texas A&M. It's the only team that I really think they're gonna beat. They're gonna lose to LSU. They're gonna lose to Miami, and they're gonna lose to Texas.
Wow.
So, but yeah, if they definitely don't get this one, just write it off. It's completely over. Deal's done. What do you think about that game? USF and Florida, D-Lo. Florida's gonna win.
Yeah. All right. Chat. After this, you'll chat. I got a jet. I gotta go pick up my mom. I'm gonna say this real quick. So, USF and Florida. USF, they played Boise State, right? They played Boise State, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
They played well. They played really well. I feel like they really got a good. Their DB coach that they got, DeMarcus Van Dyke, he was with UM. This when Cam Kitchens and James Williams, who plays on the Titans, was there. He was there. He was that defensive coordinator. So he really knows how to get the DBs going. He always recruits DBs. DBs love to play for him because he's that good of a coach, right? Their offense, their quarterback. I'm not surprised he did it because he used to do this a lot. He used to do that a lot in high school. in his first year in at USF. So this is not surprising, but respectfully, Florida, even though USF is coming with a little bit of edge, if you think they're good, I don't even like Florida. If you think USF should share the same field as you, even though y'all in the same state, even though y'all 3-4 hours away, y'all better share. If y'all lose this against this team, it might be good. DJ. After this game, take the training wheels come off. You got a gauntlet. You now know this is not high school 3A. You in the SEC. You going through you and Arch got a gauntlet of teams you got to play. Florida, because they got UM. Mind you, DJ did not play against UM last year. It was the other quarterback that got hurt in that game. He's playing in this. He's starting. He's the starter. He's gonna be the starter for the rest of the year. Florida, if they lose, like Rob, you said they're gonna lose every game except A&M.
Yep.
Their schedule is not easy. They got the hardest schedule, I believe, and out of all the programs, out of all the Power 5 programs, they got the hardest schedule. If they don't win at least maybe 3 out of their next 5 games, it might be cooked. But the way Rob, you said the way the schedule looking, it might be because you got Texas. You got LSU, Texas, Miami, and A&M back to back. Then you got Mississippi State and Georgia.
Bad.
I don't. We'll see. Ain't gonna be easy, but we'll see. Them training wheels come off. This ain't 3A basketball. This ain't 3A football no more in Texas, DJ. You better. You from Texas, but you playing Florida now. Ain't nobody soft over here. With a luck, especially put on that jersey. With Tim Tebow and Percy Harvin and those guys wear. Get it together. And I'm not even a Florida fan. But I have hope for DJ Long. But this gauntlet you got, the coaches can't baby you on this. They can't baby you on this. You're the quarterback. You're the leader of this team. You're gonna have to rally the troops. But we'll see how it goes. As of right now, on paper, it's not good. It's cooked. We'll see. That's all I gotta say. We'll see.
Who's the people that
D-Lo, you have to go, right?
Yeah, I gotta go, man. I wish I could stay and talk about the other weeks because I got a lot to say. But appreciate y'all for inviting me to the show. Chat, appreciate y'all. Everyone tune in. I'll catch y'all.
Thank you, D-Lo.
Yeah.
You already gave your take on this game, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on. Ann had said it. This is the next game up on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Duke and Illinois. It's gonna be interesting. I still have Illinois.
Yeah.
I know.
I have Illinois because they have to win. They literally.
They just have to, bro. Like Duke is going to present some problems, though. They are. Duke is coming off a win of. Who did they play?
Who did they play?
I'm looking at it right now.
I'm hoping on that, bro. My man has 0% from there.
They beat Elon 45-17. That I don't think that's a crazy win.
I think Illinois played a shit or two.
Yeah, Illinois didn't play a really good team, anyways. But Duke looked good. Darian Mensah.
Mm-hmm.
He played phenomenal. I'm gonna stick with Illinois, but
this is my first time seeing both teams specific. Like I saw a little bit.
This
my first time seeing Illinois. Yeah,
could happen. I wouldn't be surprised at an upset at Duke.
Okay.
By the way, the odds makers are saying Illinois is only favored by 2.5. So this is a close game. This is going to be a dogfight. This is tomorrow at 12. This is going to be a tough one. Illinois is going to have to find a way to pull this out because if they don't, their chances of getting into the postseason are going to be very slim. If Duke does pull this out, great for them. They're like I said, this is a tough test for Illinois. It's not going to be a walk in the park. There's a reason the odds makers are putting this at a 2.5 spread. It's at Duke. I got Illinois, but I wouldn't be surprised if Duke does win. So, what do you think, Spot?
Yeah, I'm still gonna go with Illinois. Like I just said, like they have to win. They could not lose a game other than Ohio State this season if they want to get in that postseason. Duke, it's like you said, it's gonna be a dogfight. I really don't got anything extra to say on that one.
The next game we can get into is Kansas and Missouri. This is another game. I think this is gonna be a tough one. Kansas, who's their quarterback?
Jalen Daniels.
Yeah, he's played really good to start the season, but Missouri isn't a walk in the park either. This is at Missouri. I'm gonna stick with Kansas here.
Same.
I trust Kansas just a little bit more. Even though Missouri is favored -5.5, the odds makers do have them. I'm gonna take Kansas. If I'm a betting man, I would definitely bet on Kansas. I would take the spread over on their end. I think they're gonna win. What do you got?
I'm gonna go with the odds on this one. I mean, in favor of the odds on this one. I'm gonna go Missouri, but Daniels looks very good.
He's 7 touchdowns to 1 interception right now. He's another one who is going to be a Heisman hopeful.
Yeah.
So he's flashy. So
that RG3 role where his team's not that great, but he's doing such a good play, you can't ignore him.
Yeah, exactly. Then the primetime game for tomorrow night, Michigan and Oklahoma.
Ooh. This is gonna answer a lot of questions about both teams, bro.
This one is very interesting. We're gonna get, like you just said, we're gonna get to find out about both of these teams. In specific, I want to see what John Mateer is made of. Does Oklahoma have their guy? Because I think he's already better than Jackson Arnold by a mile. It's not even close. So I want to see what he can do. Do I have Oklahoma winning this game?
Oof. It's in the big house, right?
I don't know.
Michigan.
Is it in Michigan? Let's see. It is it's in Oklahoma. Wow. I'm going to.
Ooh.
The odds makers are saying -4.5 Oklahoma. I'm going to stick with Oklahoma. I know Michigan is a really damn good team. Bryce Underwood, right? That's his name, right?
Yeah.
He did really good. Did really good in his first game. Is he a true freshman? I believe so, right?
Yes.
He's a true freshman. He did good in his first game. I think this team, Michigan, did really good. I think they're a really good team this year. They're gonna be right in the mix there in the Big Ten. But I got Oklahoma winning. Also, Oklahoma just does not seem to have a favorable schedule.
Yeah.
They
can't afford.
They might have one. They're going to have one of the toughest schedules in the country. They're going to play Michigan this year. Right now, obviously, they're going to go against Temple. They're going to get Auburn. They're going to get Kent State. They're going to obviously Texas for the Red River rivalry. At South Carolina, Ole Miss, at Tennessee, at Alabama, Missouri to end off the year, at home against LSU. They're another one that has a very tough schedule. I'm going to stick with Oklahoma here. John Mateer, man, he's got to show out.
Just like kind of like you obviously want to see what Mateer looks like here, but my player to watch is Underwood because obviously I think he played New Mexico last week, but he was going to look good. But this is where we're going to get our true answer on him. I'm also going to go with Oklahoma here, mainly because of the home field advantage, and I don't know. I think I just might believe in Mateer a little bit more right now to get the job done, especially at home.
Okay. Before we do get out of here, I'm gonna just go over some of my predictions for NFL this week. Just some of the major games. I'm gonna start off with my team, Patriots and Raiders. Unfortunately, Christian Gonzalez is not gonna play, and Will Campbell might not play at all. But I'm still gonna stick with my Patriots winning. Indy and the Colts is an interesting game. I'm gonna stick with Indy and the Colts. I don't know why I said that. Indy and the Dolphins is an interesting game, but I'm gonna stick with the Dolphins. I know they're on the road. But I'm gonna stick with them.
Starting for them, right? The Colts.
Yes. The Steelers and the Jets. I got Steelers, even though they're on the road. Giants, Commanders. Easy Commanders. But could be an upset. It's not even like that's a tough one. It could be an upset. Falcons and Buccaneers. This could be a shootout. This one has all the makings of it being a shootout. Both of these offenses are potent offenses. The defenses are nothing to write home about. Except for the Falcons, they did get better on defense. But I do think this could be a shootout. 49ers and Seahawks is going to be very interesting. Christian McCaffrey might not play. He didn't practice today. He has a calf injury. Especially with him not practicing today and a majority of the week, I could see him not playing. I am going to. It's Seahawks at home. I'm going to still take the 49ers. They just got they have the better team, honestly. And then this one is a big game. Lions at Green Bay.
Sunday
This
night?
one, no, this isn't the Sunday night game. This is afternoon, 4:25.
Damn.
This is this one's big. This is a big one. Lions, they got Aiden Hutchinson coming back. They lost Frank Ragnow over the offseason. So they got some stuff they got to work on the offensive line. Obviously, they still have Jared Goff back there. They got Jahmyr Gibbs. They got David Montgomery. Jamison Williams should be taking the leap this year in the offense. Amon-Ra is going to keep being Amon-Ra. But the defense is something that I want to look out for in terms of the Lions. Are they going to be able to hold up? Because we did see the last time that they were on the field was against the Washington Commanders. Mm-hmm. Mind you, they did have 7 defensive starters on the IR heading into that game, which, by the way, is not even good at all. Which is why their defense freaking sucked, and they gave up 40-plus points to the Commanders. The Packers' defense is something to look out for. Obviously, they just got Micah Parsons. Mm-hmm. Very interesting. Rashawn Gary and Micah Parsons are going to give offensive lines and quarterbacks a lot of hell. But I do want to see how their back end holds up. They have a very young back end. Their corners are very young. Safeties are very young. Xavier McKinney obviously is the best one back there on the back end at safety. This is at Green Bay. I know the odds makers are saying Green Bay -1.5. I'm gonna take the Lions to edge this one out by a field goal. Mm-hmm. The other matchup I want to talk about is the Texans and the Rams. This is gonna bolster two of the best. This matchup is going to feature 2 of the best defenses in the league. Obviously, you got the Rams, Jared Verse. That defensive line is very elite. Just their whole defense is really good. And then the Texans probably bolster the best defense in the league. Will Anderson, Derek Stingley, Aziz Ojulari, whatever his name is. They got an elite level defense. Obviously, Tank Dell's out for the year. But they still have Nico Collins. I want to see what the running back situation is going to look like because Joe Mixon is not going to be playing for at least a couple of weeks. He might not even play the whole year. It's saying Rams 3.5, and I think I'm going to take the Rams. It's at home for the Rams. I think they'll definitely take this one. Now, the biggest matchup of the weekend is Sunday Night Football. Ravens at Bills. Oof. Rematch of the AFC Divisional Championship game not the championship game, AFC Divisional round. This is a big matchup. I said in my NFL predictions last week that I did have the Ravens having the best record in the league. And I do believe that's going to be the case because they are going to have the tiebreaker over the Bills.
Mhm.
Unfortunately for the Bills, I do think they're going to lose Sunday night on football. The Ravens, I just believe they're going to come out hungry, especially after what happened last year. They almost beat the Bills. Obviously, Mark Andrews dropped the ball. They're going to come out really hungry. I'm not saying the Bills aren't coming out hungry, but I do believe the Ravens are going to come out there and they're going to beat the Bills by, I want to say like 3. It's going to be a very close game, very defensive game. Buffalo revamped their defense this year. They're going to be very good on defense. The offense has stayed mostly the same. I don't remember if they picked up any receivers. I'd have to look at that again, but they're going to bolster that same offense and they revamped their defense. So, I think this is going to be a very defensive game. It's going to be very low scoring. And both of these quarterbacks are going to have a hard time. By the way, this is week 1, so I would expect that a lot of quarterbacks this week are going to have a hard time.
Yeah.
Unless your name is Justin Herbert and, you just went out there and absolutely killed the Kansas City defense, which, by the way, I do want to say Kansas City should have had one of the better defenses this year. I guess we'll see. It's week 1. I don't want to say too much about it, but maybe Justin Herbert is gonna be that good this year. Maybe he's an MVP contender. Harbaugh is gonna have him out there looking. He's gonna have him out there looking good. Last matchup of the week: Monday Night Football, Vikings and Bears at Chicago. I'm gonna take the Vikings. I know the Bears got Ben Johnson. I think that's gonna help them a lot. I think Caleb Williams is gonna have a step in the right direction this year, along with that offense. They're gonna be better, but I just do believe the Vikings just have the better roster. The only question I have about the Vikings is what is J.J. McCarthy gonna look like in his first game in the NFL? Obviously, he didn't play last year; he was injured all year. But it's going to be very interesting. I do have him. Screw that. I take that back. I got the Bears winning. It's his first game. J.J. McCarthy's first game. He's going to have the jitters. I got the Chicago Bears winning Monday Night Football. And the line does say to take Minnesota at -1.5, but I'm going to take the Bears. I just think the Bears at home, new head coach in Ben Johnson, I think he's going to do a lot for that offense. Caleb Williams, I think he's going to have a pretty good year. I'm going to take them. I want to see if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Maybe J.J. McCarthy plays an absolutely exceptional game. And it's not like the Bears defense is bad. They're going to bolster one of the better defenses in the league. Maybe top 10, top 12 defense. That's still really damn good. But at the end of the day, I got to see. I don't know what we're going to see from J.J. McCarthy. And for me to say that they're going to win the game when I don't know what J.J. McCarthy is going to look like, I know he's going to have one of the best offensive lines in the game. He has literally the best or the second best receiver in all of football in Justin Jefferson. He doesn't have Jordan Addison for the first 4 games of the year. He's suspended, but they also do have Adam Thielen, who they picked up this offseason, and they do have TJ Hawkinson. So he does have some help, but I don't know what he's going to look like. And obviously their defense is going to be one of the best units in the league this year. So, I'm going to take the Bears, but I do think the Vikings are going to be a very good team this year. I kind of underrated them when I did my predictions for them, but I think they're going to be better than the predictions that I had given for them. I think they'll probably be closer to a playoff team. So, those are my picks for the NFL game. I think that's it. There's really nothing else to cover unless you want to talk about one more thing.
I was say I kind of gave mine earlier. I just want to kind of hear yours. If the season ended today, who's your national champion?
So a part of me wants to go Texas because I do believe that their defense is just too good, and I think Arch Manning will figure it out throughout the year. And then there's a part of me that wants to say Ohio State. And I remember watching that game thinking to myself, what? I think it's going to be very hard for any team with a young quarterback this year to win. I think experience is going to play a major factor. But I thought that until Cade Klubnik went out there and absolutely shit the bed. I'm personally, I don't want to be biased,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna have to go Penn State as of right now. I think James Franklin, this is the best opportunity he's gonna have. He has a veteran quarterback with the best backfield in the country. They might have one of the 3 best rosters in the country currently as constructed. But Penn State bolsters one of the best defenses, one of the best offensive lines. They bolster the best backfield in the country. I do believe they're the most balanced team in the country. They're going to have it all. Drew Aller in the first game did look really good. Obviously, it's against Nevada. They're nothing to write home about. But I do believe with how easy their schedule is, they're only going to face Ohio State and Oregon this year. That's it. I think the Ohio State game is going to be very tough, especially because it is at Ohio State. And then the Oregon game is at home for us. Yeah. But I do think we do beat Oregon. The Ohio State game I'm a little shaky on. But I think we can beat Ohio State. And I think we will. I think we'll finish the season undefeated. And I think we'll be the number 1 seed heading into the playoffs. And I'm simply saying that because I just don't trust Julian Sayin yet. Mm-hmm. But neither can I say I trust James Franklin.
Yeah.
But if there's any year that James Franklin could beat the curse that he's been had on him, it's got to be this year. And I'm going to put my faith in him, and that he has to use the best backfield in the country to his advantage. He's going to be able to run the ball down everybody's throat. I genuinely do believe, because both of these backs are so different that you're going to have to play 2 different. You're basically going to have to play defense differently when either of them are on the field. And the fact that Drew Aller also somewhat poses a threat of running the ball as well. I do believe this team can be very dangerous, and this defense looks pretty damn good this year. So I genuinely think that is probably one of my biggest overreactions of the year, especially after week 1. I think Penn State is going to be the number 1 seed in the college football playoff, and I do think they'll make the national championship game this year.
I like that.
So, how about you?
I'm going to stick with mine. My overreaction is that LSU's defense is going to win them some games, and it's going to get scary. It might look like they might get eliminated here and there, especially throughout that playoff. Mm-hmm. I don't think they'll win the SEC. I'm going to go back on that, but I do think they got a real shot to take. That's my overreaction of the week. And low-key, as the season goes on, that my answer, who's going to win the national title, is probably going to change a lot. But we'll get a more clear answer halfway through.
Who do you think, who would you have right now to win the national title?
If I'm just basing off 1 week, I'm gonna go LSU.
Okay.
Sometimes all it takes is a game manager.
Whoa. They're not getting knocked out by Utah. They're not.
You know, an overreaction right there is Utah wins the Big 12 and makes the playoff.
They're an underdog, bro. They're gonna be right in the mix to win that Big 12 is anybody's game, honestly. Mm-hmm. And Kansas State has now fallen down the cliff a little bit for me, so I think Utah could definitely ascend to that Big 12 title game.
Fell down
I think it'll be that. I think it'll be Utah and Iowa State in the Big 12 title game. I feel pretty confident in saying that. What do you think?
I like that. Arizona State's still there too.
Yeah, that's another one. It is.
See. Oh, but chat, football is back in full swing. We got NFL Sundays, we got college football Saturdays, we got Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football. We are back. That's about it, man.
Yeah. Sheesh, man. We had football last night. Ghost, I'll call you in a little bit. We had college football last night. I mean, NFL football last night. NFL football tonight. College football tomorrow all day. NFL on Sunday all day. And then obviously Monday night, cap it off with Vikings and Bears. It's back. full effect, full swing. Sunday, come catch us on BTBT. We should be live anywhere between 5 and 6 p.m. Eastern. We're gonna talk about obviously what happened tonight, AJ Lee. Maybe talk about some other stuff, but yeah, join us on Sunday for BTBC episode. What episode is it?
159, I believe.
Yes,
159. Yeah, join us for episode 159. We'll be live on Sunday. Me, Spot, Tommy, Jay. We'll all be on. Lee, Ghost should be on as well. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to talk about. So thank you guys for tuning in to Run Out the Clock. This was episode 4. Time is flying by. I feel like we just literally started talking about football. Literally with episode 1 a couple of weeks ago. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Spot, you got anything else you want to say?
That's about it, man. Ready to watch the football, man. That should be it, man.
It's back. It's back.
Back. Chat, if you're still watching after an hour 46 minutes, we definitely do appreciate it. We'll catch y'all Sunday and next Friday. Y'all be safe, man.